Hi, Julia here. Today I want to talk to you about relationships. Yes. I'll begin by saying that man is a communal being. He's not wired for isolation. And one of the source of the greatest joys and the greatest pains in the lives of humanity basically is relationships. For some people, they are very lucky. They get their kind of people, they get their kind of personalities, and they just get successful with their relationships. For others, they get the emotional intelligence, they get the psychological intelligence, and they get their relationships to work for them. But today I'm gonna give you some keys on how to make your relationships successful. I'm not gonna give you all the keys, and I can't give you all the keys because people are different, personalities are different, and what may work for one may not work for another. But I'll just give you some basic keys that will cut across all personalities. And I'll begin by selflessness. For any relationship, basically, it's very important you master the art of being selfless. One of the roots of divorces, one of the roots of separations, one of the roots of breakups is actually self. When you trace the problem down to the root, you discover that one or both partners are selfish. When you ask them, do you still love this person? They'll tell you, yes, I still love this person, but I want to break up, I want to divorce. And you'll be wondering, that will make you understand that love is not enough to make a relationship work. You actually have to learn the art of selflessness. Now, basically, what is selflessness? Is putting others before yourself. You understand that, okay, I want this option, I want this choice, but because I love this person, because I honor this person, because I value this person, I'm going to go with this person's option, I'm going to go with this person's choice. Every time you communicate that to your partner, this is what you're actually telling the person. I love you, I honor you, I'm placing you above my desire, I'm placing you above my choice, I'm placing you above my option, I'm placing you above my preference. Now that communicates importance to the person. But if you've not learned the art of being selfless, if you've not learned the art of putting others before yourself, if you've not learned the art of seeing the world through other people's eyes, you will always have issues in your relationships. Why? Nobody wants to be used. Nobody wants to be the only one giving and sacrificing all the time. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants someone to sacrifice something for him or her. Everybody wants someone to give to him or her. So if your relationships are going to be successful, you'll have to master the art of being selfless. Now let's look at some examples in the Bible. You see somebody like Ruth and Naomi. For somebody like Ruth, she had practically lost everything. She had lost her husband, she had lost her brother-in-law, she had lost her father-in-law. There was nothing to look forward to in her relationship with Naomi. Why? Because they were actually coming from Bethlehem. They went to a strange land, and there was no food. But Ruth made up her mind that, okay, this relationship is more important to me than whatever it is I have to gain. This is a relationship that God has given me, and I'm going to stick with it. And why God actually blessed Ruth, what God actually rewarded, what her selfless love. Ruth was selfless. She didn't even know that anything beautiful would come out of her relationship with Naomi, but she just chose to hold on. And it was the same thing that Jonathan gave to David. When you look at the relationship of David and Jonathan, David had more to benefit. In fact, when Jonathan told his father that, well, I don't care, David will become king and I'll be second in command, his dad almost killed him. But that relationship was selfless. Jonathan demonstrated a level of selflessness. And even after Jonathan died, David said, look for somebody in that lineage. I want somebody from the lineage of Saul. I have to reward the kind of love, the kind of selflessness, and the kind of affection Jonathan displayed to me. So it's very important you learn selflessness if you actually want your relationships to work. And another key that will actually help you is perseverance. Many people don't understand the art of perseverance. Many people don't understand the art of endurance. They just feel that, the moment there's a little shaking, the moment there's a little irritation, the moment there's a little offense, they just go. But the truth is that if you really look at it, there's no perfect man, there's no perfect woman, there's no perfect pastor, there's no perfect friend, there's no perfect fiance. And you just have to understand the hard truth that there are many things about your partner that you would never be able to change. You would just have to live with it. So before you even begin any intimate relationship, understand the person's personality. Take your time and get to know the person. person, oh, these are his weaknesses, these are his flaws. Can I actually live with it for the rest of my life? Can I actually live with it for as long as I live, depending on the kind of relationship? That is something most people don't check. That's why they usually have several breakups. So it's very important that you understand the personality of the person, know his weaknesses. For example, spiritual relationship, oh, I'm going into this for a lifetime. Take your time out and build friendships. See the flaws, see the weaknesses. Fine, this person is not perfect, but can I live with his flaws and his weaknesses for the rest of my life? If you can, then you can now begin to build. Because most people that don't check out for that, they end up breaking up, they end up leaving the person, and you see that they just keep going in vicious circles. They are dividing their souls, dividing their emotions, dividing their love, and dividing their hearts to many people. It was never meant to be like that, and that's why I'm giving you the intelligent part of it, that you come to understand the person's personality, understand the person's strengths, weaknesses, and flaws, and you know that, oh, I can live with it. Then you can now accept the person as a covenant friend, as a husband, as a spiritual father, or whatever it is you actually want to build. And another thing is, learn the art of apology and the gift of forgiveness. I'm telling you, so if you've not learned the art of apology, and when I say apology, it's not just when you are wrong. You also have to learn to give up your right to be right, not because the other person is bigger than you, but because you value your relationship over your ego. So you have to understand the art of apology. Learn to apologize. It's not every time you have to fight. It's not every time you have to prove a point. And you also have to learn to give the gift of forgiveness. If your relationships will work, you have to be a very good forgiver. So these are the simple keys I've given you, that irrespective of whatever personality it may be, the moment you understand the person's personality, the moment you understand the art of selflessness, somebody talked about joy as putting Jesus first, others second, and yourself last. When you understand that principle and when you apply it to your relationships, you'll see that your relationships are successful. Nobody is an island. Everybody needs people. Everybody needs at least a man. And if you check people that are successful in their lives, if you check people that are actually building, people that are big, people that are large, you'll see that particular element in each and every one of them. They have the gift of men. They understand the gift of men. They understand the mechanics of relationships. They understand how to get it, and they understand how to keep it. So I hope you apply these principles to your relationships, and I'm hoping that your relationships turn out to be more successful than they have been. Thank you very much for joining in. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you. Enjoy.